Hey guys, so Starseed Training World is live. So I'm going to talk about a few things in this video. I'm just going to quickly go over my new website release. I'm going to talk about the shift and I'm going to talk about coronavirus and the recent disclosure from the US Department of Defense on the Tic Tac UFO. So this is the project I've been working on for the last 8 months about. It's the culmination of all my work. For a long time I've wanted to put together a training platform, a structured training platform, bringing together in a container all the information that I've channeled from the ETs and learnt from my own teachers and guides over the last years about aligned living in the vortex of higher self. So as we're going through this big shift in quarantine and lockdown, it's a huge opportunity to shift to this new way of living, this idea that we create our reality, the idea that circumstances don't matter, only state of being matters. State of being materializes our reality. Our reality is a reflection of our inner state of being. And so really this shift of consciousness is the shift to the realization that we actually create our reality and we affect reality. Reality doesn't affect us. Like self-realization, ascension is the realization that we are the reality we previously thought existed with. We previously thought we exist within. It's the realization that reality is within us, and we create our reality. And so, how we create our reality is vibrationally through the frequencies we put out, and reality is a mirror of us. And what better time to look into that now that we're in quarantine, that we're getting mirrors back to us that perhaps aren't preferential for many of us, to begin to go into this new way of living where we shift our reality vibrationally and begin to create our reality energetically through the principles of creation, the reality creation process that I talk about in my courses, the law of attraction and the like. And so the whole impetus behind Starseed Training World is to create a platform of eCourses, one-to-one coaching, group coaching sessions, to bring humanity to a state of fourth density, fifth dimensional unity consciousness through aligned living in the vortex of higher minds, living in the vortex, as Abraham says, living aligned with higher self, as Bashar says. The idea that physical mind perceives, physical brain receives, higher mind conceives, this new modality of living where we just live centered in the present moment, experiencing the joy and bliss of the presence of life and oneness in the present moment, while receiving downloads through the receiver, the antenna of the physical brain from higher mind into our being, while our higher self is always conceiving our future and creating our reality vibrationally around us. So that's the idea of Starseed Training World. And of course, a big part of this is going to be the ET contact and the channeling and the interdimensional contact. So check the website out for e-courses and coaching around channeling and ET contact and aligning to higher self and living in the vortex and the reality creation process, and self-realization and healing and redefining out of alignment beliefs. So that's Starseed Training World. So what's happening with quarantine and lockdown? As I've been living in the community in Pisac in Peru here, I've been talking to a lot of people a lot. We've been gossiping and chatting and debating and arguing and having fun talking about what's going on with lockdown and is Trump working for the light or the dark side and all this stuff. And so I've noticed that something definitely seems to be going on. We definitely seem to be going through a huge shift of consciousness here in Pisac in Peru, just at the foot of the mountain with the temple on it that I believe is built by Thoth of Atlantis, perhaps 12,000 years ago. Like, we tend to get the brunt of the energetic waves hitting Earth through the Schumann resonance and galactic waves and the solar flashes and all that first here up in the Andes. And so I tend to be very sensitive to these energies anyway. So I've always sort of felt these energies like as soon as they hit. And so the idea is that from my perspective, we're going through a huge shift of consciousness. This is the shift. It's all happening. And I'm guessing that like a lot of governmental organizations are aware that we're going through this shift of consciousness. And perhaps the strict lockdown in this situation is an opportunity for them to try and gain some control, perhaps from a sensible perspective. Perhaps they don't want people freaking out when they release the information about the UFOs and the ETs, and so perhaps they've used this opportunity to begin to release the information about the Tic Tac UFO. So the recent release of information from the Department of Defense in the US about UFOs is these videos came out back in 2017 and they were on CNN before. I think the difference is now that the Department of Defense and the CIA have officially admitted that they are real documents, which we all knew before anyway, because the pilot had come forwards and he was a very high up ranking officer in this ATIP program, the Advanced Aerial Threat Identification Program, which is the CIA's or the Department of Defense's UFO monitoring program to make sure that they are not a threat to national security. So these videos have been known about in the ufology community for a long time. There's documentaries about it on YouTube where the pilot has come forward and said, yes, I'm from the CIA, yes. They obviously gave him permission, unofficially to come forward. So it seems to me that the governmental structures, that the organisations controlling the world are well aware we're going through this shift into consciousness to fifth dimension, fourth density, unity consciousness awareness, and those of us that are sensitive to energies and have been on this spiritual path for a long time are very much feeling this transition at the minute. So that's really all I wanted to say, that there seems to be a lot more to the coronavirus lockdown situation than might be meeting the eye. It seems to be very much to do with the shift of consciousness and all the things, and the ET disclosure, which is very much a part of the shift of consciousness into fourth density living. So check out my link to my website below, Starseed Training World, sign up for some courses or grab a free coaching session. You'll see it on the website. Have a great day, guys. Bye.